So this topic is easy because some of the terms or some of the discussions in here are already been discussed from lesson 1 and lesson 2. We'll just reiterate it for you to understand and to remember the important details when it comes to academic language or academic writing. What is academic language? Academic language represents the language demands of school academics, the language used in textbooks, the language used in classrooms, the language used on tests, and each discipline. So it is different in vocabulary and structure from everyday spoken English of social interaction, of course. So it means that academic language in the language used in academic writing is different. The structure is different from the everyday spoken English or social interactions. For example, the way you talk with your parents, the way you talk with your classmates, with your sisters, is really different from the way you write in academic language. I mean academic writing. So they are different. So each type of communication, both academic and social, has its purpose. So academic has its own purpose to persuade, to give information, and to convince or to argue. That is the purpose of academic writing or academic communication. When you say social, it has also its own purpose, and neither is superior to the other. You cannot say that, ma'am, academic writing is more or is better than social communication because academic writing is used in schools, used by the professors in all the textbooks and by the students in their essays, in their assignments. It is really better than the social communication. No, it's not. So you cannot also say that, ma'am, interaction or social communication is better because we use it every day, not only in school, but also at home or with anyone that we can talk to. So it is better. It is much important than the other or than the academic communication. No, it's not. So they have their own purpose, but neither is superior to the other. They are equal as long as you use that style or that certain um, communication that fit kung asa siya na belong. For example, academic language, you should use it in academic communication, while social, you should use it in with your social interaction. Dili pwede nga you are too formal when you talk with your friends. Dili pod pwede nga you are informal pod ka or mara kang naki-interact when you write an academic text. It's not. Walay superior. They're equal. It depends upon how you use it. So in here, academic writing is generally quite formal, objective, or not personal, and technical as illustrated in the diagram below. So here in formal, I already discussed this to you. Avoid casual. Diba? Kanang mara siya o normal lang bitaw ka nga nakig-istorya. That's very informal or conversational, such as contractions, can'ts, or what else? Do not. So, dili ka pwede nga mag-don't, can't, or any other contractions, but you should really spell it out when you have a formal writing. Objective, avoid personal. Di ka pwede nga personal kay kaana mo have to share your opinions or direct reference to people or feelings. No, it's not. It should be general or it should be objective and not subjective. And another academic language is it should be technical. Use vocabulary specific to the discipline. For example, when academic language when it comes to, for example, professors in medical school, so they will use technical terms or terms only they can know or understand, or only educators can understand. So muna ilang technical terms, mga terms nga ilang ginagamit nga sila lang diha lang gyud na sa ila na bilong mo siyang mga technical jud nga mga terms. So that is academic language. It is formal, it is objective, and it is technical. It is formal by avoiding casual conversational language, such as contractions or informal vocabulary. I already said this to you. It is impersonal and objective by avoiding direct reference to people or feelings, and instead emphasizing objects, facts, and ideas. It is technical by using vocabulary specific to the discipline. So here is the table that would explain to you what is the formal, objective, and technical. So for example, in here, choose formal instead of informal vocabulary. For example, somewhat is more formal than a bit. So, di ba? A bit. I'm a little bit. She's a little bit. So, dapat, she is somewhat, somewhat is better or more formal than a bit. Or insufficient is more important than not enough. Okay, so next one is adjectives. Let's go down here. Avoid evaluative words that are based on non-technical judgments and feelings. For example, use valid or did not demonstrate instead of amazing or disappointment. So you should use valid or did not demonstrate rather than amazing or disappointment. So, kaning amazing, di ba? It's very amazing or disappointment. These terms are very objective or very opinionated. Amazing, di ba? What if it's amazing for you only, not for that person? What if it is disappointment to you alone but not to the other? So, dili siya dapat objective. Dapat valid. Kung valid siya, sa isa ka tao, valid yun siya sa tanan. Diba? Technical. Okay. Here. Knowing this distinction will help you structure your writing and make it more technical and analytical. Another, you need to develop a large vocabulary to the concepts specific to the discipline or specialization you're writing for. To do this, take note of the terminology used by your lecturer and tutor as well as in your readings. So, you should taking out of notes in the terminologies used sa mga terms nga gipanggamit. So, by your lecturer or tutor. So, you should use or remember or understand those terms. So here, the activities. What's more, let's practice. What do you think is the most correct answer in the following instances? Write your answer in the notebook. Instead of informal, I have read. Use, I think the essay has. Number 2, the phrase turn out to be is informal. Diba? Turn out to be. Ano man ang meaning sa turn out to be? Become or end up. But is formal. So may formal ana ang become or end up. Instead of paid for, use what? Given or funded. So may mas formal. So you should answer directly. And this post-assessment yapon, I will send this to you and then you will answer it directly and I will let you check your own answers. Thank you so much for listening and see you next meeting. See you next in our next schedule. Bye everyone. God bless.